Today I'm going to teach you how to make this foldable protractor. It will not work for every angle, but it will give you a close measurement for a lot of common angles. And if it doesn't have an exact number for the angle that you are looking at, perhaps it will help you choose between two choices of angle measures. So we're going to use an index card to make a foldable protractor, and this is how you do it. We're going to start with a plain index card, and we're going to fold it in half. Okay. And set it back down, straighten it back out. Now, this line straight down the middle, think of the bottom of your protractor as a straight line, and a straight line is 180 degrees. But now we've cut that straight line in half, and half of 180 is 90 degrees. So from the bottom of our protractor up to the top, that's a 90-degree angle. Both of these are 90-degree angles. And most kids will know that a set of lines that are perpendicular and make square corners make a 90-degree angle. But we're going to get more complicated. Now, if I were to take and fold 90 degrees in half, now this is a 90-degree angle, and I want to fold it perfectly in half, then I have to think about what number is exactly half of 90. Or I could do 90 divided by 2. So I know that 90 divided by 2 is 45. So if I take this 90-degree angle and I cut it into two perfectly equal angles, okay, then each one of these angles are 45 degrees. So now I'm going to unfold. If over here was where 0 was, that's a little tiny 0. Now this is 45 degrees. Okay. And this is 0, 45, 90. This angle would be 90 plus 45 more. And I know that 90 plus 45 more is 135. So this angle would be 135 degrees. Okay. So now we have three angle measures. Okay. I could use my foldable protractor to measure a 45-degree angle, a 90-degree angle, or a 135-degree angle. But I think I can do more. I think this paper will fold one more time. So let's get back to the 90 degrees. And get back to the 45 degrees. Now we've got the 45-degree angle right here. This angle is a 45-degree angle. But I think that I can fold my paper so that the angle is perfectly cut in half one more time. Okay. Fold my paper so that the angle is perfectly cut in half one more time. That's what that looks like. Okay. So this was a 45-degree angle, and now I've perfectly cut it in half, and I have to figure out what half of 45 is. What number adds up together equally to make 45? I could do 45 divided by 2. Since 45 is an odd number, I know I'm not going to have an even amount unless I use decimals. If I divide 44 in half, that would be 22. 22 plus 22 is 44. But I've got 45. So really, half of 45 is 22 and a half. And to write that, I'm going to use decimal form, and I'm going to say this is 22.5 degrees. Okay. So each one of these spaces are 22.5 degrees. From here to here, it's 22.5. From here to here, it's 22.5. So if I add 22.5 plus 22.5, it equals my 45-degree angle. And I'm going to unfold, and I ended up with a lot more folds that I need to name now. So I've got this one, and this one, and this one. Oh, I didn't get that line very straight. Okay. So if now each one of these little jumps is 22.5, I started with 0. This is 22.5. This is 45. From here to here, I need to add 22.5 more. 45 plus 22 is 67.5. Okay, so this is 67.5 degrees. 90 plus 22.5 is 112.5 degrees. And then 135 degrees plus 22.5 is 157.5 degrees. Okay, so now I've made all this. Now, how is it going to help me to have an angle that says 22.5 or 157.5? Because in 4th grade, we're not going to have angles that have measures with decimals in them. Well, this is when you need to think about what it is close to. I could say 22.5 is close to 23 degrees. We've done a 23-degree angle in class, and I bet that I could use this to measure a 23-degree angle, knowing that it's very, very close to 23 degrees. I could use 157.5 is very close to 158 degrees. 67.5 is very close to 68 degrees. 112.5 is very close to 113 degrees. So I know that I'm not going to have a decimal measured angle in 4th grade, but I can still use those to help me figure out what it is close to. If I had 2 angles and I was choosing between, is this 130 degrees or is this 110 degrees, these two would help me. I would fold my paper and look and see if it was closer to this 135 or if it was closer to this 112.5. Okay? So I'm trying to decide. I'm using some common sense to figure out some of these. So you can try to make your foldable protractor. I would use it, today I used it in class to measure a 45-degree angle. There's 45, I'm folding it on the 45. This is a 45-degree angle. It should fit right in your drawing. Okay? If I wanted to, today in class I had us do a 23-degree angle. I folded it up to the smallest amount. That was 22.5, and when I put this in the angle, it was very close to 23. Okay. Today in class I had you measure a 158-degree angle. That was this. I just folded this, and that piece was the 158-degree angle. So you can use this to help you learn more about angles.